Hi everyone, my name is Tali and I've been using FastForm for the last 2 years. I want to share with you how I made this beautiful spread ganache cake. The kit comes with 5 parts. I have the base liner, I have the base, I have the crumb cutter and the liner. I also have the foam, but I'm not gonna use it quite yet. Just notice that the liner has two different ends. One is straight and one is diagonal. So when stacking and filling the cake, you have to make sure that the straight end is on the inside and the diagonal end is on the outside. And after placing it in the fast form, and not when stacking but with filling, you have to clip it just like this. So I'm cutting all of my cakes to size with the crumb cutter, and when finished I clean the crumb cutter with a paper towel. Now I have my base and I'm gluing the base liner to the base with buttercream. Please make sure you use buttercream and not something that is soft like whipping cream or something like that, because it's not gonna hold and your cake will float. Now I'm adding some more buttercream to the bottom so I can glue the first layer of cake. I'm adding the crumb cutter and the liner. Just like I told you, the diagonal part is on the outside. I needed to center my cake as much as possible. Now I'm adding my first layer of cake and I'm really pushing it down so it will glue to the base liner. And now I'm adding buttercream and I'm using it as a dam because my buttercream is not the filling for the cake. I use fillings that are quite soft, and the buttercream keeps the cake stable and keeps the fillings inside. So I added some buttercream and I'm pushing it to the liner with my spatula. It's a small spatula, really easy to use. And now I'm adding my filling. I have chocolate mousse, and caramel sauce. I really like this combination. And I'm adding my second layer of cake. Because I have 4 layers of cake, I'm adding 3 layers of filling, and my cake is about 6 inches tall. When I'm preparing my filling, my spread ganache, I always want to have some extra. I did decide to make enough ganache, spread ganache, for 7 inches of cake, but it wasn't enough. I don't know why. I had to make some more. Now, as you see, I'm pulling the crumb cutter up so that my cake will be completely straight, and I'm centering it as much as possible, and I'm putting it in the freezer for about an hour. I am now making my spread ganache, and for spread ganache you need white chocolate or compound chocolate mixed with a spreader to your liking. And I want to show you the difference between the white chocolate and the compound chocolate. The white chocolate has a yellowish tone and the compound chocolate is white, is completely white. And I'm mixing it because I want my cake to be pink, and if I only use white chocolate, it's gonna get a yellowish tone that I don't like. So I'm using the compound chocolate to brighten it up a little bit, and my spread is gonna be white as well. So I don't have the portions that I used. I used the recipe from the website, and I put some compound chocolate, and I ended up getting the weight that the website suggested, and I microwaved it for about a minute. I'm mixing it, and you have to be really careful not to overheat the white chocolate. It tends to burn, and it's gonna ruin your whole spread ganache. So I mixed it, and now I'm adding my spread, and I have to be completely honest, it wasn't very good. Like the taste, it was the first time that I ever tried this spread, and I didn't like it, and but I didn't have anything else to use, so next time I'll use a different spread. But I did use spread ganache at one point with, I think, lotus, and it tasted really good. You should expect that the spread ganache will have the exact taste as the spread you're using. I added white food coloring, powdered food coloring, to brighten the mixture, and 2 different shades of pink. So it came out really beautiful. The pink was really beautiful. And now I put my cake out of the freezer, and I'm checking to see if it's firm enough. You have to check. Don't ever think that it's firm enough just by looking at it. You have to check. And I lifted the crumb cutter, and it peels beautifully. I always find it funny that the cakes look so small at this point. I forget how big it's gonna get once you fill it in the fast form. I'm cleaning the liner with a scraper. I really hate washing it, and I hate washing it in between the steps, and this is a good solution. I have to make sure that it's completely clean, and I'm using a paper towel to get rid of the oiliness. Is that a real word? I don't know. So it's clean now, and I have my form. I'm putting a can inside to elevate my cake. And I didn't crumb coat the cake, as you can see. So I put the straight end on the inside, the diagonal end on the outside, and I clipped it. Pushed it up, and there you go. Now this is where I made my first mistake. I saw that the cake is leaning to the left, so I should have used a piping bag, a pastry bag, to push the spread ganache inside, but I didn't. I decided that everything is gonna be okay, and I just put it in. And most of the ganache poured to the empty side, to where it's convenient, and I was left with this big portion of a cake not covered. I have to say, this is not the first time this has happened to me. I really should learn my lesson. Okay, this is how it looks like. And if it happens to you at home, you might think to yourself, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't know how to fix it. It's beyond fixing. But it's not. I'm going to show you how to fix it. I slammed the cake to the counter, so as much ganache as possible will fill the sides of the cake. And now I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it to where it needs to go. I'm using the liner, and look at that. Magic. I will say that not crumb coating the cake didn't do any difference. I didn't have any crumbs on the cake, and if I did, it was so minor I didn't even notice. And when pouring the cake, when pouring the filling and not piping it, it really helps to not have crumbs. So this is why I didn't push it with a pastry bag. I did have to make more spread ganache, another batch of spread ganache. I don't know why it wasn't enough. I did exactly as the website said. And this is another advice that I have to give to you. Don't use the last of your spread or the last of your chocolate or I don't know, whatever you are using. And try to have some extra at home. And be prepared for anything to go wrong. You don't want to end up rushing to the grocery store in the middle of the night to make up for what you are missing. So now my cake is completely covered, the sides and the top, and you don't have to get the top completely perfect. You can scrape it. I put it in the freezer for I think 2 hours, and now it's completely set. No, I think it was in the freezer. I think it was in the fridge for the whole night. I'm taking it out, and voila, it's completely covered. I do have a little smudge of chocolate on the side, if you can see, but I wasn't too worried about it. I knew that my kit has a way of fixing it. Now I have to separate my cake from the base and the base liner. So I have to flip it, but I'm gonna smoothen this quick that I have. Super easy. And the crown that was created from the ganache. This is how it looks like. I have some small holes and it can really be straightened up real fast. I'm using my scraper just to get it completely leveled. And I'm filling it with some more of the ganache. I always have some more ganache left just for this kind of fixes and to then decorate the cake and push the elements to the cake. I store my leftover ganache in a container, not in the fridge, room temperature. Unless it's like super hot outside, and then maybe I use the fridge, but I don't tend to. Then I put some parchment paper on the cake and flip it to a board. Okay, you really need to push the cake to the board so it won't slip. Now separating the cake from the base and then from the base liner. Don't separate the cake from the base and the base liner in one go. Always separate it separately, because if you do it in one go, it will take a big chunk of the cake with it. And now I'm adding some buttercream. You can use ganache if you want. And I'm pushing the board to the cake so it will stick. And I'm flipping it again. Do it firmly so nothing will slip. Okay. Beautiful. I'm centering it. And I always use clean hands. I always wash my hands before making the cake and clean my kitchen and use new towels for everything. This is the kit that I bought from AliExpress. It cost me about 20 shekels. It's about, I think, $5 or $6. It's really pretty. And I think I have enough decorations for maybe an 8-inch cake. My cake is 6 inch, and I had some leftover decorations, and I'm preparing the kit to use. And everything I need for the kit is in the kit. The glue came with it, and the lollipop sticks came with it, so it's really good. And while I'm decorating the cake, I want to give you some tips that might help you with your first spread ganache cake. Uh, the first tip is taste your spread before using it. Don't do the same mistake I did, and make sure that the spread you're using is to your liking. I think it's the first thing that you need to do. And don't overheat the chocolate. Really do it carefully. Don't overheat it. Use it by pulse in a microwave. I started with a minute, and then 30 seconds, and then another 30 seconds. And if you feel like you're overheating your chocolate and you don't want to use the microwave anymore, you can use a stick blender. It will help you get rid of all those little chocolate chunks that won't melt in the microwave. And another tip, I saw at the beginning that my cake is leaning towards the liner, and I wasn't smart enough to push it with a pastry bag, to push the filling with the pastry bag. And don't do the same mistake I did. If you see that your cake is leaning, use a pastry bag and fill the part that the cake is leaning towards. It will help you spread the filling more evenly. But if what happened to me will happen to you, please know that you can fix it, and everything is super easy to fix with the fast form. I can tell you that even when I make the most crucial mistakes with the fast form, I find everything super easy to fix, and it's very forgiving. The kit is very forgiving. Now I had another mistake. I made this cake for a 7-year-old girl, and I put a 5 in the front of the cake. And when I asked my daughter, I asked her, "What do you think of the cake?" She was like, "Oh, it's beautiful, but isn't she 7?" It was for a friend of hers. Her mom ordered the cake. And again, this is not the first time this has happened to me. I don't know why I keep making the same mistakes. Maybe because I sometimes wash my cakes. So I really try to not wash my cakes, and I try to do everything ahead of time. But when I do wash my cakes, I make mistakes. So, but you have the opportunity to see how I fix it. And as I said, everything is super easy to fix with the spread ganache and buttercream. And it's not like whipping cream that whatever you do, you can't fix it. So now I want to hide the chocolate flaw that I had. I added a little sea starfish, I think you call it. And this cake came out so pretty. I'm really lucky that whenever someone is getting the cake, he can't see all the difficulties that I had along the way. So this is when I found out that I have to change the number. I use silhouette. Do you know? Silhouette is like a cricket. I know cricket is more popular, but I use silhouette. And this is how it turned out. So pretty, and really so easy with the fast form.